An integral part of any project that you're working for a client is a project plan. So this document is actually going to show the timeline of the project, what items are going to be completed in different phases of the project at different times. So this typically goes day by day on a small project, week by week on a mid-sized project, and typically even in a large project, you're still going to want a week by week project plan with maybe some milestones each month. So we're going to walk through what a project plan looks like, how you build that out, and how you keep yourself and your clients on track and being responsible so that the project stays on time within the hours allotted and the project completes and everyone wins. Let's get started. Now, with the project plan, all that you have to do here is if you have a long-term project, you'll want to utilize this format of probably the months that the project will encompass. And you'll notice we have January through December in the file. So all you need to do is take and delete the columns that you're not going to be using because clearly most projects aren't going to be a year long. So just take the months that you're working in. And if you're not working in complete months, you might go ahead and remove this first section and just break each column down by day. And that might help you with a shorter project. Now, all you need to do is come through. So let's say the first item here in the plan and prepare section is to agree on a project plan timeline. What I typically do is I'll just put an X under the time it's supposed to be completed. So we might be agreeing on a project plan and completing the questionnaire across the first 2 weeks of the project. And then moving into document acceptance, we'll be building our discovery and business process requirements, meetings, building out the requirement and design documents, drafting those, reviewing them, and finalizing them. So that could be over another period of time. Say we're actually planning to have the meeting in week 3 here, and then we expect to draft the document, have it reviewed, and finalized by week 5 of the project, week 1 of February. So you can continue down this path building out your timeline. And then as you complete items, all you have to do is come in and highlight those the color you'd like to have them highlighted. So if you're completing them, you can choose your color coding, but you could mark like, okay, we're done with the first 2, but maybe these 2 are still in process. So we might go with a different color code there that they're in process. And then maybe something that's causing an issue or maybe on hold, you might want to color code that a different color to let people know that they're past time on getting something delivered or what have you. Now, time tracking, you simply, I have this pre-filled with some examples to help get you started, but all you have to do is pick your date, the number of hours, and the section of the SOW that this applies to. So it's fairly easy. All you have to do is pick a date. So for this, we can pick, say, January 5th, 2021. We'll come over, say we build 5 hours that day. And then you can pick from this drop down to say what portion of the project it was part of, and I'll show you where these come from. And then you just log your notes. This helps you keep track of what you're doing. It also helps you justify hours billed to the client if an issue comes up. And then over here, the project tracker will automatically update. So I mentioned earlier, the time tracking pulls a pick list here for you to choose from. In the project tracking tab, this is where those pick lists are actually stored in these SOW buckets. So when you build the project tracking tab, you just put the SOW buckets that you're going to be working on, the number of hours allotted in the statement of work, and then the hours used will automatically fill in as you track your time. The hours remaining will automatically fill in, and your percent utilization for each section will automatically fill in. And it is up